What's up? It's Ladylike, and this week we're gonna be making our own clothes.
I've never done anything remotely close to this. I don't know how to sew, don't know how to thread a needle.
Well, my mom's kind of an avid sewer. She always hemmed my garments growing up. I can thread a needle. I can fold over the fabric at the bottom that you're supposed to hem.
I love having a little sewing kit. I feel pretty comfortable with the needle and thread in my hand, not so much with a sewing machine.
So I've never used a sewing machine. Those things scare me a lot.
I was 7th grade. I was a straight A student except for the 1 C that I got in home economics. She gave me 3 tries to correct my pin cushion. I couldn't do it.
We're here today at Ashton Michael's showroom. His brand is called Ashton Michael. He's like a really, really, really good fashion designer and somehow agreed to help us make our own clothes. Hi, Ashton.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome to my studio.
Thank you. It's
Thank
so
you.
cool in here.
Thank you for coming. And
How did you get started designing and sewing?
I've been sewing since I was a child. I think my mother always kind of raised me with a fun, artistic outlet, and my father's mother sewed. Her sewing machine is actually the one in the front from the 1930s.
Oh, wow.
I'm also a very huge fan of Project Runway. I'm not saying that I would be a good fashion designer, but I definitely have the desire. We'll see about how it turns out. So do you remember like the first piece of clothing that you sewed by yourself?
I do. It was terrible. It was a t-shirt, and I bought a patch from Michael's Arts and Crafts, put it on the front. It was just a piece of suede, and nothing to it, and I thought, this is so amazing. Sleeves were crooked, nothing was right, but I was so proud, and I wore that shirt for a good day until it fell apart.
I don't have a goal. My goal is just to make it through this week with some sort of fabric that can hang on my body. What piece of advice do you have for me? I don't know how to do anything.
Be patient. Let's start with that. I mean,
Okay.
I'll take care of you, I promise. I will thread your needle for you.
What would you say is like the hardest thing about designing and constructing your own clothes?
You're gonna find out very soon. I think the hardest part is taking a concept from a drawing to reality, because a lot of times that doesn't translate the exact same, whether it's the shape of the body you're working with or the fabric draping improperly.
Yeah, my goal this week is to not poke myself too many times.
I've learned over the years that you can't fight it. There's always, like, we call them the fashion gods. Like, if something's not working, it's not supposed to work. Like, just go with it, change it, and like adapt.
Ashton's gonna take us to his favorite fabric store. He's gonna help us pick out a pattern. He's gonna help us do everything. So we are very lucky novices.
I'm gonna take you guys to our local spot, Michael Levine's. It's gonna have all your fabric and ocean wonders. We're gonna just kind of play. That place has buttons and zippers and trim and everything you can kind of creatively imagine.
It very much feels like Joanne's on crack.
Yeah.
Super steroided Joanne.
Yeah.
Where do we begin? What
Well,
do we do first?
we're gonna start with your fabric choices. So
Okay.
pick a few options and then we're gonna go get patterns. On top of all of the fabric sections, you'll see what it is. So like
Okay.
eco-friendly, the knits, the woolens, and then on the other side there's denims, knits, swimwear,
Swimwear.
lace.
When you said eco-friendly, my interest peaked. I do think about how I would want certain garments to fit differently, so I do have a bigger chestal area. I would like for garments to be kind of, smaller in the torso, but just to have more room for the marshas.
Especially if we're using a knit, we're gonna be able to have a lot more freedom as far as fit goes because it doesn't have to be as precise.
I have a very particular style of dress that I really enjoy that is actually pretty hard to find. I really like mod style dresses that are just straight down and short. So I definitely want a pattern.
Clearly.
Yes. If I had to describe the type of dress that I want to make in 3 words, it would probably be 60s mod style. I like this one.
Hey, that's good.
Do we like this?
I like this.
Okay.
This is really pretty though, and
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna translate to the era that you want, but it also is gonna be really comfortable.
I always think about how I would want things that I get from the store to be slightly different. I often tell my boyfriend, I'm like, if only this had a hood. And he'd be like, why would you want that? I'd be like, I do. I just want like a Jedi hood at all times, you know? Is there one of these that is kind of opaque? Because like, I like this feeling of it,
Yeah.
but I would definitely be like, whoa, what's this?
Like a heathered jersey, which
Yeah.
is really pretty though.
I
It's
kind
still
of
sort
like
of
that.
sheer.
It
which
is kind of
nice.
sheer.
But it's nice.
Yeah.
I think also, let's really give you your vibe right now.
My sunglasses are working, I think. If I had to describe the thing that I want to make this week in 3 words, it would be hooded swirly cape. Still on the move. Excuse me as I sweep about.
How many is a dress that fits? 4 words. That's what I want, a dress that fits.
You can kind of just pick a an idea that you like. Preferably one that has like the least amount of like additional design lines and seams and whatnot.
This week we are going to be sewing mostly on our own, which will be an interesting situation. I think we're gonna do this one, plus the Jedi hood, minus the lace.
Or this could be your look.
And just go full Jedi with the robe and everything.
Full commitment.
Let's do it. I'm excited because I really do plan on wearing this dress. Grocery store, work, home, the cat gonna see it. So I'm doing pattern beads, pretty simple mod cut, mid-thigh, long sleeves, pockets. That's all a girl needs.
So we've landed on this pattern, and then Ashton said that he's gonna help me do cold shoulder cutouts and then adjusting the collar so that it's to my liking. I don't want Ashton to be disappointed in me.
We've set up sewing stations around the office, mostly in meeting rooms.
I think we should start with a sewing tutorial first, truthfully. And you're gonna...
Oh my God, it's so tiny.
It's also important that you lick the thread. If this thread will stop breaking, we'll be in such better shape.
So just start, or do I have to do this?
You're gonna start and simultaneously, you're gonna go for a little bit and push that. And then it's gonna do a little back tuck for you. There you go, there you go. There you go.
It's like a pro.
Just doing it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a copy machine.
Okay, getting to the end. Okay.
I feel like I'm truly learning something.
Me too.
And I haven't felt that way actually in a little bit,
That's
in a little
amazing.
while.
Okay. We only have one pattern out so far. I was also like petrified at this tissue paper. Like, oh my God. And we're gonna start by cutting out along that indication line.
I have a problem.
I do too, what's yours?
I'm realizing I was cutting on the wrong line. I think the hard part is for me is just gonna have patience. I'm almost done cutting out
The single piece.
the single piece of the wrong size.
And then in a week's time, Ashton will reunite with us and we'll see our hopefully finished garments. Hopefully. Freddie, hard at work. On the table, knee on the table.
My cutting is getting worse and worse as I'm going. Usually things get better, but I think I'm just getting really nervous about the sewing portion. The pattern cutting has been okay, the fabric cutting has been okay, but I have no clue what these are.
No idea.
No idea. Sav said something about maybe the collar area.
That was my
inside.
best guess. Freddie's almost done cutting her pieces out. This is 3 of 10 for me.
So I think this is kind of like the turtleneck part. I was going to adjust the pattern because right now the dress is like folded over and I don't want that.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if I should just do like half of it.
If the fashion gods are pulling you in that direction, then you should just do it. I'm watching YouTube videos right now to figure out how to thread the machine by myself. I'm making some progress. I'm trying to figure out how to wind the bobbin. Bobbins are a thing, apparently. Oh, that was too fast. Things are happening, but they're happening very slowly.
Okay.
Chantal, you gotta make a cut at some point.
And a pin. Okay.
I'm super frustrated. I just spent the last hour and a half trying to thread the stupid sewing machine, and then as soon as I started trying to do stay stitching, and it just like sucked my fabric down, and it was just like, it's a frustrating night, but hopefully we'll be able to get this done in time. You guys, it's pretty early in the morning, and I came in early to try and sew, and I messed my fabric up so badly last night, and it's because I forgot to put the foot down before I started sewing. I feel like such an idiot. See, this is just a piece of scrap fabric, and I finally figured out how to sew a stay stitch, and this is my first step in my pattern. This is June. She's our friend. She's gonna help us because we need help.
Sweet angel June.
It's gonna be all right. It's not going that well. June did say though that after all of the YouTube that I watched, I did mostly thread this machine correctly. So I've learned something.
I was fumbling trying to get the bobbin into its little silver holder, and my hands got to shaking and then it fell. The actual bobbin fell on the ground and unraveled.
Nothing sadder than dropping a tray full of bobbins on the ground.
This is the back of my dress, and then here is my first seam.
I am attempting to sew the front darts.
Freddie's needle has broken, and we're trying to get it out with pliers.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Yay!
Broken needles out.
Yep, That's it.
I think something happened. It's not going.
These pieces were supposed to be together. I was supposed to cut them on the fold. So, gotta recut.
June's heading out. It's 7 p.m.
It's gonna be great. These dresses are gonna be so beautiful.
What time is it, guys?
7:55.
And what are you doing?
We're sewing away.
How long you been sewing?
Since like 4:30.
Yeah, since like 4:30.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a whole dress done?
I was sewing from 8 a.m. to 11 and I want to get back so bad. I just want to finish this thing. I'm actually kind of close to finishing the top part. I'll be kind of like the bottomless wonder. This is our mannequin, Sasha. She's wearing the pieces of my dress that I need to sew together. Sasha's my new friend. Oops. We're very friendly. We're very close.
I keep realizing that I cut some pieces wrong. Luckily, this one's a small piece that I can correct, but I need a professional at all times.
We're gonna see Ashton today.
Thank God.
Okay, I just finished recutting out the sleeve. We're doing okay. Spirits are higher than they were last night, that's for sure.
We've returned to Ashton's.
We are back.
You actually are way more far along than I anticipated, truthfully.
Even though the show's tomorrow, you thought we'd be worse off?
I kind of did.
Show.
Only because the battle of this is kind of dissecting a whole new like craft. So we're gonna go with 22 inches is your hood. Sleeves, pockets, and then voila. Then you're gonna flip it inside out.
All right.
You wanna get positioned, get nice and square with the machine. And as soon as you go, it's gonna pull that fabric through. So you don't wanna like fight it. Ooh. There you go.
Oh, well.
Good. It just upgraded you to the big leagues.
I accidentally sewed the front and back of my dress together. Oh my God.
So close. I get so far.
Okay, Ashton's gonna be here in like 10 minutes and we're just putting like the final finishing touches on everything. So we really gotta make this work.
I mean, I've kind of just accepted the fact that a lot of my visible seams look like the Rocky Mountains. That's great.
I think it's gonna go amazing. I have no doubt that these girls could deliver. They're all educated and smart and passionate and they all wanted to learn. So ultimately, I think this is gonna be a great show.
Yes, I think the show's gonna be great, you know, working up to the last minute, but the girls did such an awesome job. I'm really proud of them.
I'm most excited for them, truthfully. I think this is such a wonderful moment of a new craft and a new task for them to conquer. So I'm excited to support them, but ultimately to see the expression on their face once they finish everything.
I'm in.
Your makeup still looks good. Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
This week, I learned how not to be afraid of sewing machines. I also learned to pay really close attention to pattern directions, and if not, use Google.
Attitude. Come on, Pockets.
I would do this again. I really like long skirts, so I would probably stick to the skirts arena. There are no sleeves, no collars. It's kind of just, you know, flow and go.
Yes, yes.
I learned everything.
Bodycon on.
I had no idea how to do anything.
It's so cute.
And I now know how to sew. I now know how to choose fabrics a little bit better. Like, I think I could sew and create a simple dress by myself, which is crazy to say because I never thought that I would be able to claim that.
We made something, which I think is really cool, and I think we don't do enough of it. I don't think we do enough of like making things with our own hands. I'm in love with my hood. I am glad that this week is over just because the time frame was pretty stressful, but I'm also thankful for that feeling of learning something new. Lady tested, lady would try again, but might not for a while.
Hold on. Yes!
The most rewarding part was just to see Ashton's face, just seeing the shock and smile on his face, you know, and that he was proud. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I did this.
And kick and step. Get it.
I will say I'm glad it's over, but I could see myself making a skirt or two in the future.
Well, how'd we do, Fashion Dad?
I'm gonna say amazing, but I'm gonna say, how do you think you did? I'm gonna flip this on you.
It's a little bit tighter than I originally planned on, but we're going with it.
I thought that I was being cute in the beginning when I was like, oh, I'll just double layer the front and the skirt and then put it sheer in the back and then it'll be like a bodice and then we'll add a hood. But I did all the things that I said I was gonna do.
Yeah.
It didn't come out exactly like I thought in my head, but I still like it. I love the hood. The hood is by far
I
my
just
favorite
feel
part.
like you were really trying to come for my look today. And
Okay, so Ashton was helping me cut the length of my dress last night. And he had it like longer, maybe here, and I was like, let's make it a little shorter because I'm trying to be out here in these streets. And then now I'm a little too out here.
artistic expression. Just own your mistakes and then sell it to everybody. They won't even know. It's beautiful and you should be happy you can actually wear this. This is what's great, is that you guys all have items that you can wear.
Excuse me for 1 second. These are for you, Fashion Dad.
You are so busy. You have really long days, and you took a lot of time out to help us.
Guys.
So much time, and you let us use all of your things.
I loved it. This is so sweet and so wonderful. I loved the entire experience, and I loved working with you guys as people and as associates and just kind of having fun with it.
We would be absolutely naked without you.
Watch the back, watch the back.
Thank you so much for watching Ladylike.
If you'd like to see more of us, click there and subscribe to our channel. Or take off these covers, because none of us are wearing pants.
Ow!